Hey Matthias, how's that for quick service? I thought you'd like to see these two. Hello, how are you, Matthias? I'm being naughty. I love that. Those, I suffer from vertigo, and that's one of the reasons why I picked this out. Yeah, those. I'm one of those people that could happily run up a ladder or up the steps of a railway station, but when I get to the very last rung of the ladder or the very last step, I can feel myself falling backwards. It's vertigo. It's horrible. I don't actually have an actual fear of heights. If I get right up in an aeroplane or on top of the harbour bridge, it's meaningless. It doesn't. But it's vertigo. It's not pleasant. But vertigo swirl. My original from well, not original actually. I had the original Australian version of this first Black Sabbath album, and it was on the Philips label. And of course, Vertigo is the prog or whatever you want to call it label of Philips, from Philips. So the Vertigo label's much sexier than the actual Philips label, but nevertheless, yeah, I think this is an early 70s repress. It's Australian copy. I'll never forget hearing this in '69. It's not a particularly great. I'm not into prog or heavy metal really. Some of it I don't mind, but the opening track of this album was just so whoa. It sent the hairs on the back of your neck up. Just that opening chords of Black Sabbath, the song itself. It's not something I play very often, or if at all. But I just have always loved this album cover, and I'm sure you would, Matthias, because you and your interest in medieval torture chambers and weird instruments from the time. What's that one? The one where you play an instrument where it's also an instrument of torture, and it's a trumpet that. It's too early. It's 4:30 in the morning. I've been up since 3 a.m. I suffer terribly from insomnia. I never know when I'm going to wake up ever. Some nights I can go right through till 5 or 6 in the morning. But anyways, and here's another one along the same lines. Donovan, Where You Love Like Heaven. Pretty crap album. Donovan just didn't make good albums. I was a loyal Donovan fan. I bought his first album. I pretty much had all his 60s albums. But there's just only so much of Donovan you can take. Great singles. I got quite a lot of his singles. He made terrific 45s, but to fill out a whole album, me no think so, amigo. There's really only one great track on here, and I've got it I bought it at the time as a 45. Where You Love Like Heaven, the actual name of the album. Mad John's Escape. I don't know. See, I know, Matthias, you like folk. I've never been into folk really. I'm just a pleb, you know. I just like nice pop music and rock, uh, folk. I don't know. A little boy in corduroy under the greenwood tree. Someone singing that. It just sounds way too folky for my liking. But for some reason, his records weren't that well recorded. I don't think. Um, Stereorama. That's a bit of a boast. It just sounds like a fairly muffled recording to me. But anyway, um, yeah. So I thought you might like to see those, and anybody else that watches this. Um, yeah, vertigo. Uh, yeah, it's a terrible thing. Anyway, while the wife's away, you now. She's at choir practice. Now you get stuck into the ironing. All right. See, see you later.